Okay, so today in this lesson we are going to be learning the law of sines. So in the figure you see a triangle and you see a circle. This circle is called circumscribed circle. Let me write it down. So you see there are three vertices of this triangle. This is the first vertex, second vertex, and third vertex. And the circle is passing through these three vertices, okay? That's why we call it circumscribed circle, okay? So let's say that the measure of this angle is A. The measure of this angle, let's say B, and the measure of this angle, let's say C, okay? And the side opposite to angle A, capital A, let's say across A, we have this length, the side. The length of this side is going to be, let's say, lowercase a. So opposite to B, let's say we have lowercase b. This is the length of this side. And lowercase c, it is the length of this side. And we have the center of the circle. So we have a radius, right? This is, let's say, r. So radius is from center to any point on the circle. It is also the radius, r. So what is the law of sine? It is a over sine of a, because the length of the side, any side, over divided by sine of the opposite angle. A over sine of a, b over sine of b, b over sine of b, and it is also equal to c over, it is lowercase c over sine of capital C, which is the angle, this angle, okay? C over sine of C, and is equal to, all these ratios are equal to 2 radius, 2 times r. So this is the law of sines. For example, let's solve this example. In this triangle, as you see, the question is the length of BC, which is x, the length of BC. So we have this side 2, and opposite this side we have 30, right? So can we say that 2 over sine of 30 degrees is equal to x over sine of a, x over sine of a. So we don't know the measure of a, but we can find it because interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So a plus 45 plus 45 degrees. So a is going to be 105 degrees. 180 minus 75, 105 degrees. So now we can write this expression as 2 over sine of 30 degrees is equal to x over sine of 105 degrees. Okay, so now 30 is a special angle. We can find sine of 30, but we cannot find sine of 105 with special triangles. So we are going to use our calculator. Let's find the sine of 30. Let me do that here. We can draw our special triangle. So 30, 90, and 60. The side opposite to 30, we have 1, 90, we will have 2, and root 3. So what is sine of 30? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Remember SOHCAHTOA. So sine is opposite, opposite 1, hypotenuse 2, 1 over 2. Sine of 30 is 1 over 2. So now we can write that 2 over 1 over 2, 2 over 1 over 2 is equal to x over sine of 105 degrees. So what is 2 over 1 over 2? Let me do that here. 2 over 1 over 2. Instead of 2, I can write 2 over 1 over 1 over 2. And we just keep this same 2 over 1 times. We multiply it by the reciprocal of the denominator, which is 1 over 2. What is the reciprocal? 2 over 1. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 over 1. Actually, it is 4, but let's write 4 over 1. 4 over 1, x over sine of 105. So that means x is going to be, x times 1 is, we are doing the cross multiplication here. 1 times x is x, and 4 times sine of 105. 4 times sine of 105 degrees. So 4 times sine of 105 degrees, I am going to use my calculator. Okay, you see this is 105 degrees in degrees mode. So sine of 105, I'm going to use the sine button. So it is going to be sine of 105 degrees is going to be 0.96 and keeps going on. So I'm going to multiply that by 4 times 4. We have 3 point in, let's write it in 2 decimal places. So 3.86 will be our answer. 3.86 is going to be the length of BC. Okay, x is equal to 3.86. Next example, sine of A is the question, as you see. So we are going to do the law of sines. 6 over sine of 30 is equal to 10 over sine of A, because this is A degrees, or doesn't matter. The measure of this angle is A radians or A degrees. So sine of A, right? So now we can use the cross multiplication. What is sine of 30? Sine of 30, we have found it in the previous example. It is 1 over 2. Sine of 30 is equal to 1 over 2. So let's do the cross multiplication first. 6 times sine of A. 6 times sine of A, 10 times sine of 30. 10 times sine of 30 degrees. 6 times sine of A is equal to 10 times sine of 30 is 1 over 2. So 6 times sine of A is equal to 10 times 1 over 2. 10 times 1 is 10, over 2 is 5. So now I can divide both sides by 6. Divide by 6. So 6 and 6 will be cancelled out. Okay, 6 and 6 will be cancelled out. So we have sine of A is equal to 5 over 6 is the answer. So sine of A is equal to 5 over 6 will be the answer. All right, let's see the next example. Okay, in this example, what is this sine of A if the measure of this angle is A? Okay, let's write the law of sines. Root 5 over sine of A is equal to 4 over sine of 120. 4 over sine of 120. And then let's do the cross multiplication. So we can write root 5 times sine of 120 degrees is equal to 4 times sine of A. Okay? So now I can divide both sides by 4 to get sine of A, because it is the question. Divide both sides by 4. 4 and 4 will be cancelled out. So sine of A is going to be equal to root 5 times sine of 120 degrees over 4. So sine of 120 degrees, we can find sine of 120 degrees using special right triangles, okay? So this is a non-acute angle, as you see, 120 non-acute angle. Let's remember finding the trigonometric values of non-acute angles. So you see, this is our x-axis and y-axis. 120 will be in the second quadrant, because this is for 0 degrees, this is for 90 degrees. This is going to be 120 degrees, right? So in the second quadrant, because it is 180 degrees, 120 is between 180 and 90. So the measure of this angle is going to be 120 degrees. So sine of 120 degrees is going to be equal to, first, positive or negative. In the second quadrant, sine is, this function, sine is positive or negative. I have to figure that out. So can you tell me what that is? In the second quadrant, sine is?
Positive.
Positive, thank you. Okay, the y coordinate in the second quadrant is always positive. Positive sine of, we have to find the reference angle. What is the reference angle here?
60.
60, yes. The reference angle is this angle between the terminal side and the x-axis. So this angle is going to be 60 degrees, okay? So sine of 120 degrees will be equal to positive sine of 60 degrees, okay? 60. All right, so let's continue. Sine of A is equal to root 5 times. Sine of 120 is sine of 60 degrees over 4. Sine of 60, how can I find sine of 60? I can draw a special right triangle to find it. You know, if it is 30 and this angle is 60, so it is right angle 90. The side opposite to 31, the side opposite to 92, and the side opposite to 60 will be root 3. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is root 3 over hypotenuse is 2. Sine of 60 is going to be equal to root 3 over 2. So let's continue. Root 5 times root 3 over 2 over 4, right? This is the numerator and this is the denominator. I have a complex fraction here, complex fraction. In the numerator, I have root 5 times root 3 over 2. So it is root 5 over 1 times root 3 over 2, right? Root 5 times root 3, root 15 over 1 times 2 is 2. So let's write, this is going to be root 15 over 2 over, I have 4. So I can write 4 as 4 over 1. So it is root 15 over 2 times 1 over 4. 4 over 1, take the reciprocal, it's going to be 1 over 4. So root 15 times 1 is root 15 over 2 times 4 is going to be equal to 8. So sine of A is going to be equal to root 15 over 8. This is going to be my answer. Sine of A is going to be equal to root 15 over 8. Next example. What is the radius of circumscribed circle of the triangle ABC? So what is the circumscribed circle? So it passes through all the vertices, right? So it's going to be looking like this. It's going to be looking like this. It's not a perfect circle, but assume that this is a perfect circle. It passes through the vertices ABC. And we have this radius, the center, you know, this is the center, and this is going to be the radius. We are going to find this radius. So let's remember the law of sine. AC over sine of B. AC over sine of B. Because the length of AC and what is across AC, we have sine of B, which is sine of 60. Let's continue. BC over sine of A. BC over sine of A is going to be equal to AB over sine of C, AB over sine of C, and all these also equal to 2 times radius. So AC is equal to 4 over sine of B is equal to, B is equal to 60 degrees, so sine of 60 degrees is equal to, we don't know BC and the measure of A, but we don't need these two, okay? We can just write this is equal to also 2R, right? So 2 radius. We don't have to write these. 4 over sine of 60, so is equal to 2R over, let's write 1, then we can do the cross multiplication. 4 times 1 is 4. 2R times sine of 60, 2R times sine of 60 degrees. What is sine of 60? It is root 3 over 2. In the previous example, we found it. root 3 over 2. So 2 times r times root 3 over 2. And these 2 cancels out. 2 and 2 cancels out. So we have 4 is equal to r times root 3. 4 is equal to r times root 3. I have to find r, so I have to divide both sides by root 3. Divide by root 3, the both sides divided by root 3, and here root 3 and root 3 will be cancelled out. So the r going to be equal to 4 over root 3. This is the answer, 4 over root 3. But we can always rationalize the denominator, so I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by root 3. 4 root 3 over root 3 times root 3 is 3. So r is equal to 4 root 3 over 3 will be the answer. What is the radius of circumscribed circle? It is 4 root 3 over 3 will be the answer.